Your birthday is tomorrow, and you just don't care. While everyone around you is planning their birthday month like it's a royal coronation, complete with countdowns, wish list, and coordinated social media campaigns, you're treating the anniversary of your existence like it's Tuesday, maybe even a boring Tuesday. Your friends think you're weird, your family thinks you're being difficult, your co-workers awkwardly ask if you're okay. But what if you're not being weird? What if you're not broken, antisocial, or secretly depressed? What if you're being smart? Or what if your brain is protecting you from something you don't even consciously realize? Let's find out. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating, multi-layered psychology behind people who treat their birthday like just another spin around the sun. And trust me, this goes way deeper than you think. We're talking childhood attachment styles, cultural programming, existential philosophy, neuroscience, and yes, a healthy sprinkle of existential dread. Fun stuff, right? Here's the thing about birthdays. They're one of the few days in modern life where you're the main character, whether you like it or not. The camera's on you, the stage is set, everyone's watching, and some people, they absolutely hate that. Psychologists call this spotlight effect anxiety. These individuals experience genuine, visceral discomfort when attention is focused squarely on them. Their heart rate increases, their palms sweat. They feel this overwhelming urge to deflect, minimize, or disappear entirely. It's not shyness, it's not false modesty, it's a real neurological response. But here's where it gets interesting. It's not just social anxiety, it's actually about control. Deep psychological control. Think about it, really think about it. On your birthday, other people decide how to celebrate you. They choose the restaurant, they pick the activities, they buy gifts based on what they think you'd like, not necessarily what you actually want. They sing that god-awful song while you sit there like a trapped animal, frozen in time, wondering if it's socially acceptable to fake your own death just to escape the attention. Your face hurts from forcing a smile. You become passive in your own narrative. You're no longer the author of your story. You're the subject of someone else's celebration agenda. And for people with high autonomy needs, that's psychological torture. Research in personality psychology has found that individuals with a strong internal locus of control, people who fundamentally believe they shape their own destiny and resist external control, often report significantly lower satisfaction with traditional birthday celebrations. They'd rather treat it like a normal day where they're still the pilot, not the passenger, where they're making decisions, not having decisions made for them, where their agency remains intact. This isn't stubbornness, this is a core personality trait expressing itself. But wait, there's a plot twist. And this one's going to hit different. Some of these people aren't avoiding the spotlight because they don't want attention. They're avoiding it because they want it too much. Yeah, you heard that right. Stay with me. Let me paint a picture. You're 8 years old. It's your birthday. You've imagined this magical day for weeks, maybe months. Balloons everywhere, all your friends showing up. That specific Lego set or toy you've been obsessing over, circled in the catalog, described in detail to anyone who would listen. You've rehearsed what you'll say when you blow out the candles. You've planned how excited you'll act. And then reality hits. Your mum forgets to pick up the cake and has to improvise with store-bought cupcakes. Two of your best friends cancel last minute because of conflicting activities. Your brother gets more excited about the pizza than your existence. The toy you wanted, wrong version. Close, but not quite right. Your dad's late because of work. The decorations aren't what you imagined. Welcome to the birthday expectation gap. Psychologist Dr. Susan Whitbourne explains that our brains are essentially prediction machines. We're constantly forecasting outcomes, building mental models of future events and pre-experiencing them emotionally. When reality doesn't match our mental simulation, we experience what's called prediction error. And the bigger the gap between expectation and reality, the worse we feel. Not just disappointed, we feel betrayed by our own hopes. Now, here's the psychological defense mechanism that develops over time. If you treat your birthday like a normal day, you can't be disappointed. It's the ultimate emotional insurance policy. You're not setting yourself up for failure if you never set up the game in the first place. You're protecting yourself from the gap. These people learned early, maybe from a forgotten birthday, maybe from a celebration that went horribly wrong, maybe from a pattern of subtle disappointments that accumulated over years, that having no expectations means having no disappointments. They're not being humble, they're not being mature, they're being strategic. It's emotional risk management. And once this defense mechanism is established in childhood, it becomes automatic in adulthood. They're not consciously thinking, I must protect myself. It just feels natural to downplay it, normal even. Okay, time to get a little dark. Buckle up. because we're about to confront something most people spend their entire lives avoiding. Birthdays are literally mortality counters. You're celebrating being 1 year closer to death. Congratulations, you've survived another orbit. Here's some cake and a reminder that time is finite. Terror management theory. Yes, that's the actual academic name, and yes, it sounds like something from a psychological thriller. Suggests that humans have this uniquely stressful awareness of our own mortality. We're the only species that knows we're going to die and can contemplate it abstractly. And birthdays, they're annual, unavoidable reminders that the clock is ticking, that time is passing, that you're aging, that you're mortal. Some people cope with this existential reality by celebrating harder. I'm alive, baby. Let's party. Let's make memories. Let's prove I'm still here. It's defiance through celebration. But others? They cope through avoidance, through minimization, through treating it like it doesn't matter. Studies on mortality salience, being reminded of death, have found that it causes some personality types to minimize milestone celebrations entirely. It's not conscious. They're not sitting there at 2 a.m. thinking, this birthday brings me closer to the void, so I must ignore it. But subconsciously, their brain is quietly freaking out, and treating the day normally is a soothing mechanism. A way to pretend time isn't passing, a way to avoid confronting the terrifying reality of finite existence. The birthday paradox, celebrating your life by pretending it's not a special day, denying the passage of time by refusing to mark it. And for some people, this gets deeper. Every birthday after a certain age, maybe 25, maybe 30, maybe 40, comes with this haunting question. What have I accomplished? Am I where I thought I'd be? Have I wasted time? That's heavy, and ignoring the birthday is a way to avoid asking those questions. But here's something wild that nobody talks about, and it's going to flip everything on its head. Some of these people are actually the most birthday-obsessed people you'll ever meet. Confused? Good. Stay with me. There's a subset of birthday ignorers who have something called idealization paralysis. They have such a perfect, beautiful, Pinterest-worthy, cinematically flawless vision of what their birthday should be that reality could never, ever compete. The lighting would need to be perfect. The people would need to say exactly the right things. The gifts would need to be thoughtful and surprising. The moments would need to feel spontaneous yet perfectly orchestrated. Every detail matters. So, what do? They shut down the whole operation. It's like having a novel in your head that's so perfect, so beautifully conceived, that you never write it down because the actual words on paper could never match your imagination. The gap between the ideal and the achievable is too painful, so you protect the fantasy by never testing it. These people often score high in openness and neuroticism in the big 5 personality traits. They're creative, they're imaginative, they feel deeply, and they're their own harshest critics. The idealized birthday in their mind is flawless. The perfect people showing up, the perfect surprise, the perfect moment where everyone makes them feel truly seen and valued, the perfect blend of celebration and authenticity. Anything less feels like failure, like settling, like proof that they're not as special as they hoped. So, what do? Nothing. They protect the fantasy by never testing it against reality. And from the outside, it looks like they don't care. But inside, they care intensely, desperately even. They're just terrified of being disappointed by their own impossible standards. Psychologist Dr. Brené Brown calls this foreboding joy, the inability to fully embrace positive experiences because you're preemptively protecting yourself from potential disappointment. You can't let yourself hope because hope makes you vulnerable, and that's exhausting. So they opt out entirely. Now let's zoom out because not everyone grew up in a culture where birthdays are the Super Bowl of personal validation. In many collectivist cultures across Asia, parts of Africa, Latin America, and beyond, individual birthdays aren't emphasized the way they are in Western individualistic societies. The entire concept of your special day doesn't exist in the same way. In some countries, people don't even celebrate on their actual birth date. In others, the focus is on family, community, and elders, not on making one person feel special for surviving another orbit around the sun. Age is marked communally, not individually. In some traditions, birthdays weren't historically celebrated at all. They're a relatively modern Western export. If you grew up in an environment where birthdays weren't a big deal, treating them casually isn't psychological avoidance. It's not a defense mechanism. It's just normal. Your baseline is different. You never learned that birthdays are supposed to be this monumental thing, so you're not rejecting anything. You're just being you. Context matters, always. And even within Western cultures, family dynamics play a huge role. Maybe your family didn't have the resources to celebrate elaborately. Maybe there were too many siblings and individual attention was rare. Maybe your parents worked multiple jobs and birthdays were acknowledged but not celebrated. That becomes your normal, and it shapes how you view your own birthday as an adult. It's not trauma, it's just conditioning. So, pause for a second. Seriously, stop and think. Out of everything we've covered, control and autonomy, expectation protection, mortality anxiety, impossible standards, cultural programming, which one resonated most with you? Which one made you think, oh, that's me? Or maybe it's someone you know. I'm genuinely curious. Drop it in the comments. Let's have a real conversation about this. Here's a twist that'll make you rethink everything we've discussed so far. Some people treat their birthday like a normal day because they're actually the most psychologically healthy people in the room. Bear with me. Authentic self-esteem, the real, genuine kind, comes from internal validation, not external celebration. It's not built on one day a year. It's built on daily self-knowledge, consistent self-compassion, and an inner sense of worth that doesn't fluctuate based on how many people remember to text you. People with secure attachment styles and high self-worth don't need a designated day to feel valued. They feel it all the time. They're not performing indifference. They're not suppressing anything. They're genuinely content. The birthday is nice, sure, appreciated even, but it doesn't define their worth. They already know their value. It's intrinsic, not contingent. Meanwhile, people who need their birthday to be spectacular, not always, but sometimes, that need can be compensation for not feeling special the other 364 days of the year. The birthday becomes the one guaranteed moment of external validation. The one day they can point to and say, see, I matter. But if you already feel like you matter, if you already feel seen, valued, and loved, then the birthday is just a nice bonus, not a psychological necessity. Food for thought. This doesn't mean everyone who loves birthdays has low self-esteem. Not at all. But it does mean that indifference to birthdays can actually signal emotional maturity and secure attachment, not the opposite. So what's the psychology of people who treat their birthday like a normal day? It's complicated. Beautifully, messily complicated. It's about control and autonomy. It's about protecting yourself from disappointment. It's about cultural programming and family dynamics. It's about existential anxiety and mortality awareness. It's about impossibly high standards and fear of reality not matching the fantasy. It's about authentic self-worth that doesn't need external validation. Or maybe, just maybe, they really did forget their birthday is tomorrow and they're honestly not that deep. Either way, next time someone casually drops that it's their birthday like it's nothing, maybe don't assume they're being weird, difficult, or attention-seeking in reverse. They might just be navigating the complex psychological minefield of modern existence in the way that feels safest, most authentic, most true to them. And honestly, that's pretty valid. Your relationship with your birthday says something about your relationship with yourself, with expectations, with time, with meaning. There's no right or wrong way to do it. There's only your way, shaped by everything you've experienced and everything you've become. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go plan my birthday, which is in 7 months, just to be prepared. Or maybe I'll ignore it completely. Who knows? If you found this fascinating, the next video dives into another mind-bending psychology topic that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about human behavior. Check it out right here. And if you want to help me keep making videos like this, consider hitting that join button to become a channel member, or just subscribe if you haven't already. Becoming a member genuinely helps me keep going, keep researching, keep diving deep into these complex topics, and keep turning psychology into stories that actually make sense. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and happy birthday, whenever that is, or not, whatever works for you.